I'm going to go over two different products of ours. One of them is Climb. Basically, Climb is a polymer adhesive, comes in a cartridge, has very superior strength, very flexible, easy to clean off the finish of the floor without harming the floor. This particular product was specifically designed for wall applications, stair treads, nosing, that kind of thing. Primarily as a glue assist to help minimize squeaks, that kind of thing within your flooring applications. So it's primarily a niche product. We offer them in 10.3 ounce cartridges, 10.1 ounce cartridges, 0 VOCs, and once again, very, very easy to clean. As a glue assist, you don't need to full spread, full contact of adhesive to get the benefit of the product. Basically just opening up a cartridge tube, 1/4 inch or so, and we're just basically just putting an S pattern on the back side of the product. Once again, you're going to be using a fastener as well, but its primary use is to help eliminate squeaks and that kind of thing. So once again, you're basically just pressing it in, coming back and tacking your flooring down, stair treads, nosings, and so forth. But once again, just a little amount of adhesive will help minimize squeaks and that kind of thing. A lot of times you get some, when you're nailing a tongue, sometimes you get a minor split in there and you don't see it, and then later on when the floor is completed, you're wondering where'd that squeak come from. Well, primarily, squeaks are coming from busted tongues, so this will help eliminate that issue, okay? After our next product, this particular product we're going to be talking about is our Ultraset Single Step 2 product. This is a very, very unique product for us as well as the industry. This is an Axios tri-linking polymer product. Basically, the Axios tri-linking is referencing the way that the adhesive bonds and creates strength. It bonds in a triangle or 3-side connection. By bonding in 3 sides as opposed to end-to-end, as in most technologies provide, it provides a more tightly wound up bond, which helps contribute to sound control properties. This particular product is also a polymer-based product, very easy to clean. This particular product also provides unlimited moisture vapor protection, so you do not need to do a moisture test as long as the slab is visually dry. It also provides significant sound reduction qualities with a IIC and an STC, an IIC of 70 and an STC of 67. Once again, it helps provide this very, very significant sound reduction quality is the Axios bonding technology, along with what we refer to as crumb rubber, or what it is basically, it's recycled tires, okay? So I live in California, driving to Las Vegas in Southern California. One time I got lost on the freeway and I ended up in the middle of the desert. And there was miles and miles and miles of discarded tires out in the middle of the desert as far as the eye could see. So as far as implementing that, we feel that implementing that product within our adhesive is also providing obviously a recyclable content for LEED approved projects and so forth, 0 VOCs. And along with the crumb rubber, it also provides thickness control. So when you press the board into the adhesive, the crumb rubber will provide resistance and not allow the adhesive to squirt out the side. So you're always getting the appropriate minimum thickness, which of course will ensure that you're getting the sound control qualities that you're paying for. What I'd like to do real quick is I'll pass this around a little bit. I'm sure these boys over here have seen this before. We've got some crumb rubber. Go ahead and check that out. This is the recycled crumb rubber that we provide within our product. Once again, by utilizing the recycled tires, it does help save the planet as well as providing a environmentally friendly product. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pull out our product. Now, one of the major benefits, obviously, is the sound control. You know, having a very high IIC and STC rating is very beneficial, economical, saves time, saves labor. Obviously, one of the main things when you're typically putting in sound control, you have to purchase a sound control product. You have to purchase the adhesive to adhere the sound control, and then also another layer of adhesive to adhere the wood to the sound control. So with this particular product, combing out, spreading the adhesive, with having the sound control within the product, you're saving that downtime of waiting for the adhesive to cure, coming back the next day adhering your wood to the sound control. So once again, you're saving labor, downtime, time and so forth. So a very beneficial option with very, very high STC and IIC ratings. For those of you that may not know, STC is a sound transmission class, thus protecting the sound of talking, radios, that kind of thing. IIC is impact, walking on the floor, dropping on the floor, that kind of thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spread a little bit here. As you can see, it pretty much looks like Oreo ice cream. Basically, pouring a little bit out here for you. Okay. Now, obviously with all-in-ones and products that provide unlimited moisture vapor protection, coverage and transfer adhesive is very important to ensure that you're getting the properties provided. Now, a little tip that we've come up with and others may use or may not, but we recommend to tape your trowel prior to use. This way, once you're done, you can go ahead and pull off the tape and your trowel is pretty much 90% clean. Also, if you buy some stock in 3M, it could help your portfolio as well. So basically, just comb out. You want to basically just spread the adhesive as far as you can reach to a length that's manageable. Let's say you had a room that was 20 feet long, you got a 5-inch wide board. I'd basically say 4 or 5 boards is a comfortable amount to deal with. So in this case, I'm calling this 5 inches. I'm going to go 4 boards. So that would be, I'd comb out the product 20 inches the length of the room, and then immediately come back and start sticking my wood into the adhesive. Now, we generally recommend to go ahead and flat trowel within your 20 inches, the length of the room, then come back and take the notch size, the recommended size of trowel for the product that you're installing. That will vary primarily on the thickness of the wood, okay? This particular product, I believe it's a 1/2 inch. We're gonna use a 1/4 by 1/4 V-notch. We recommend to pull the ridge marks towards you, okay? As opposed to a lot of guys like to make little swirl marks, little fancy designs. May look kind of pretty, but what happens is when you make these swirls, the ridges are narrowed due to the trowel, because when you're making that swirl, it's basically lifting the trowel up and you're not getting the appropriate width of ridge, okay? So some guys like to comb the adhesive this way, but once again, we recommend pulling it towards you, whatever works best for you, but I could tell you what's gonna happen with a little tip. If we were to comb the adhesive this way, which is fine, but when you drop the board into the adhesive, come back for the next one, you drop this, periodically you're gonna line up with a ridge, okay? So when you drop this in and you're next to a ridge and you push that board in, this is gonna act like a snowplow. And what it's gonna do is it's gonna scoop up the adhesive within the groove, and periodically you're gonna come along and you will not be able to push the boards tight together because you've scooped adhesive into the tongue, okay? So that's one reason why we always recommend to pull it towards you. Another tip, which is just a tip, not a requirement. In a nail down application, you always have the tongue away from you because you're working along nailing into the tongue. With a glue down, we find that to help minimize that snowplow issue, if you do the tongue away, drop the adhesive, drop the board into the adhesive, jiggle it back and forth to compress the ridges, then slide it in to seat it into the previous board. That's gonna help maximize getting your transfer on the bottom of the wood, okay? And also, by not having that groove, it's not gonna be collecting the adhesive that you're sliding in, okay? This particular product takes anywhere from 8 to 12 hours to cure. In most cases, up to 8 to 12 hours. In some drier climates, maybe 24 hours. One of the other major benefits of a polymer such as this is we're all familiar with installers out there that are used to using urethanes and so forth. One of the issues that occurs over the years on your job sites, you get a little residue of urethane on the finish of the floor, and a lot of times you don't see it until the next day once it's cured, okay? And there's nothing worse than having a homeowner call you and say, hey, I found a couple smudge marks of glue on my wood, can you come out and get that off for me? Yeah, I'll be there next Wednesday. So you go out there next Wednesday, now there's 1,000 marks of blue tape all over the floor because they've had a few days to search and find more. So obviously in that instance, get out to the job site as soon as possible. But with this particular product, if you were to get adhesive on the finish, during the time of application, it's very simple as well. You can just take a microfiber cloth, dry, no water, no nothing. You get a little adhesive on the finish of the floor, just take a microfiber cloth, and then it just buffs right off. Now what happens 3, 4, 5 days later? Well, if you get some cured adhesive on there, it's also very simple to remove at that point. You take a plastic putty knife or something of that nature, and it'll peel, scrape right off, okay? Obviously, the longer that it's on there, the more difficult it is, the more it's bonded, if you will. But with this particular type product, it's very, very easy to get the adhesive off the finish of the floor, okay? Do you have any questions? No? Okay. So just to highlight back exactly, this is, once again, Axios Technologies, tri-linking. It has a very, very strong bond, flexibility, so forth. It's got the ease of application, very creamy, easy to spread, easy to clean. And then, of course, the sound control abatement qualities that it does provide is very beneficial financially as well as time-wise. Zero VOCs, it's been used on many, many lead projects and so forth. No skidding in the pail, very little if any. And as we all know with urethanes, they're moisture cured, so they tend to skid in the pail, very difficult to use once you've, say you use half the pail, put the lid back on, okay? So that's about it today with our Ultraset single step product.